the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
Can't shoot a basketball. Like, I mean, we already have Tobe Awaka. I don't think I need a second Tobe Awaka.
Ooh. And you don't have Tobe Awaka. Tobe Awaka is just instincts and bruisability and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's a much better Cade Phillips.
Yeah. Oof. Duke, will they be fine? Ultimately, Will Warren. Why or why not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still buying them as I think they're the co-best team, if maybe a little hair under at the moment, in the ACC alongside UNC. I think UNC might have edged ahead just because RJ Davis looks like the best player in the ACC right now. But I will admit, I'm kind of waiting to evaluate them until Proctor comes back from injury because he's been in and out of the lineup. They sat him the last two games. Seems a little unclear when he's going to come back. He got massively overhyped heading into the season. I don't know if you saw the stuff about where he was like a first-team All-American. I was like, whoa. He might not have been like a top 2 player in last year's Duke team.
I think a lot of it's just his pedigree coming into
his pedigree, and I think people get bored and they're just like, well, I don't want to like say stuff about Phil Pascal all the time, so let's pick a different guy. Yeah. But it's a good sign that they added a big neutral site win over Baylor without him. I would really like to see, I think the key to them figuring this out, because they are better offensively than they are defensively, but I think like when I watch their games, I actually feel the reverse. I feel like they're a little ahead on defense. The offensive function kind of seems to be more of like they're, like Filipowski's bailing them out or Mark Mitchell's getting a huge offensive rebound. Like it doesn't seem as functional as it looks statistically to me. And defensively, I think they've actually held up quite fine. They do a really good job of slowing teams down and forcing them to use the whole shot clock. I would like to see them push the pace more in transition off of rebounds. Much like last year, I thought they were worse the slower the game was. They need more, like, they don't need to play like a true Roy Williams style UNC team, but something of that ilk would help them, where they play more up and down games to emphasize the talent advantage they've got. Because right now, they haven't really like had a bad loss. Like I don't think losing to Georgia Tech is as bad as everybody says it is. Like, okay, I mean, yeah, they lost, but they also had a pretty catastrophic shooting day out of nowhere. That happens in college basketball. It's college basketball. I mean, like no one's going to be offended if you lose to Arizona or Arkansas on the road. Who cares? But they got a favorable schedule coming up. They really could rattle off like 9 wins in a row coming up here because the toughest opponent is Clemson and they're at home. I mean, they could go undefeated in January and then we're talking about like top 7 Duke or whatever. So I don't feel the worry with them yet. But again, they need to push the pace a little more. I want to see the guards get out in transition a bit more. Maybe like having Filipowski limit set a little bit. But Filipowski's not a bad rim runner. And he's played like an All-American this year. So it could help him even get to the line more if they push the pace.
We shall see, Will Warren. Final thing here, and we'll save some stuff for next week's show, sir. I thought you would enjoy this. Most fraud.
Go. Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas Podcast. Hell yeah.